RH, quer saber como voar no trabalho? É só usar a Flash. Com a Flash, você concentra toda a gestão de pessoas em um único lugar. Faça a admissão dos colaboradores e solicite mais de 8 categorias de benefícios. Ah, e você ainda pode fazer todo o controle de ponto. Conheça o novo onboarding integrado da Flash em flashapp.com.br.
Today on CityCast Boise. Nothing stirs up local controversy quite like a new In-N-Out. Are they a delicious burger joint that's a sign of growth, or a parking lot clogging nuisance that just shows how much Californians have changed Idaho? As a new location by the mall prepares to open, I'm debating its pros and cons with an In-N-Out aficionado. It's Wednesday, October 23rd. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. Boise resident Matthew Melton is with me today. He's a local comedian, actor, and podcaster, and a fan of In-N-Out. Thanks for coming on the show, Matthew.
Hi, thank you for having me, Lindsay. Good to be here.
All right, let's just jump into the controversy. Let's just do it. So, Matthew, what do you like about In-N-Out?
So I should probably preface all of this as I'm a Boise local. I was not born in Idaho. I was born in California. I came here at the ripe old age of 3 to spread my California liberal agenda as a toddler, to take your jobs and all of that. But I the very first time, I should say in full disclosure, I had In-N-Out when I lived in LA. I lived in LA for a few years. So I'm not coming from this as like, I just tried it for the first time as a Boisean and it's great. I knew I was going to like it before I came here, but that's, I think, why I'm here to defend it to maybe folks who maybe think it's overhyped or whatnot. So yeah, it's been a few years now. I've been waiting patiently for it to come to Idaho, and it has now, and I'm very excited. I'm here to spread the good word.
Okay, I mean, this might be, I don't know, maybe it's in your blood because you were born in California. We can't rule that out completely. But Californians love In-N-Out, love it. I would even, I know this is going to be controversial, probably we're going to get hate, borderline a cult for some people, but we have had a huge influx of Californians moving to Idaho, especially since 2020. Do you think that that's been what has led to this wave of In-N-Out locations being built and announced and, kind of the hype around it?
Yeah, I really think it goes both ways. As we know, or maybe some of your listeners don't know, the In-N-Out brand, I think, is really closely identifies and really closely associates with California. It just does. And of course, that's a difficult topic here in Idaho. We can speak volumes on sort of anti-California, anti-migration, the state is full, don't come here kind of thing. And I can't help but wonder if a lot of the sort of blowback on all of that, there's something to that, maybe. I would say investigate that a little bit. If you're like, oh, hey, Californians shouldn't be coming here, that's why I don't like In-N-Out. Have you tried it? Maybe you'll like it. Maybe there's a reason it's popular.
Well, and that's definitely something I wanted to touch on, that I wonder too if definitely some people hype it a lot. And, if you love In-N-Out that much, I'm glad you have something you love that much. But I also think some of the hate is, some of the frustration with changing demographics in our state, you never should just find a Californian and, rant at them about what's going on. But In-N-Out is kind of this, like you said, it's very California coded. And so that might be a more safe place to, instead of saying people are mad at other people, oh, look at In-N-Out, they're changing our state, they're changing Idaho. I think that, do you think that may be a safer way where people are expressing their frustration?
I do wonder if it is a little bit of a dog whistle, right? It's safe to say, oh, I'm over In-N-Out, when really it's I'm over change as a general concept, or growth, or all of these things that, in my opinion, get unfairly prescribed to people moving here and whatever. But yeah, I wonder if there's some of that. But yeah, I would challenge those folks to hey, go try it. You might like it. Set all that other stuff aside.
And you're from Boise and you like In-N-Out. So do you think it's something other people in the Treasure Valley are enjoying too, despite maybe the public face of, we just don't like it, we don't want it here?
Well, they must be, right? I don't live over there, but I work over there kind of close to the village. And anytime you go by, there's a huge line of cars in that weird little parking lot section of the village that was aspirationally put there for something and now is being used as an In-N-Out line. And, we all saw the Instagrams and the TikToks from the first day. People were out there for some people said 8 hours just so they could say they had In-N-Out the very first day. And I'm not here to defend that behavior, but also just because I don't want to do it doesn't mean it's not worth doing. I'm also not, waking up in the middle of the night to buy a bib for Roby Creek either. Just because I'm not doing that doesn't mean it's not fun for other people, and I'm not going to tell them they can't.
Okay, Matthew. Now, I really want to get into the food, not to yuck other people's yums, but I do have feelings about it.
Sure.
And honestly, that is my biggest hang up with In-N-Out.
Okay, so you've had it. You actually have.
I've had it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've had it several times. I just don't like it.
So what's the scouting report? Give me specifics. What's going on?
Let's start with the burger because I have less feelings about the burger than the fries. I think the burger for the first 3 bites is delicious. Okay. It's a good burger. But that big old fat lettuce leaf on there that they're like, we hand ripped it. Okay, but it's wet. And now my bun is wet. And now everything has fallen apart. And I don't know if it's a texture thing, but if I'm having to rebuild my burger the whole time I'm eating it, I'm over that. Do you have tips to keep the burger together for the entire length of time I want to eat it?
So I'm going to guess if falling apartness is an issue, have you ever had your burger animal style?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know if I've ever had it animal style.
Okay, because it's probably, if that is an issue for you, that's probably going to make it worse. But animal style is going to be grilled onions, pickles, and spread, which they're very coy about not identifying. But most folks reckon it's like mayonnaise, ketchup, and a sweet relish. It is going to make your burger a little messier. So I might say maybe skip the lettuce on your next burger and maybe don't go animal style or go the other way. Eat it fork style. Just understand that you're eating sort of a burger salad and the texture thing may not be such a big deal. If the burger mess is maybe going to be a bummer, did you know you can order a grilled cheese at In-N-Out?
No, what? Okay.
You absolutely can.
Okay, I'm listening.
This is a secret menu thing. It's basically just bun, or whatever and cheese, and you can put, pickle and whatever else on it. But that's an option too. If mess is an issue, get a grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay, so Matthew, my other thing. Okay, here we go. I have so many feelings about the fries. I just hate them. I'm sorry. They're just not good. They're not. I've tried. They're both dry and oily, which defies the laws of physics. I don't know how they do that.
Right.
So I just and they don't salt them. So now I'm having to do work on my own fries that I just ordered to make them taste good. I don't, if we're going to talk about California liberal plots, I feel like the fries are a California liberal plot.
That's it. It's an affront to Idahoans everywhere. These potatoes.
Yes, that's not Idaho values. My fries come salted.
Okay. You're not alone. Full disclosure. I'm not a huge fan of the fries either. I always get the fries animal style as well. You can do both. So my order when I go is a double, which is a double cheeseburger, 2 cheese slices, and then animal style fries, which is cheese, grilled onions, and spread on the fries. Basically you're ordering sort of almost a poutine, a cheese fry there. So you're not really going to notice too much, about a subpar fry. It's going to mask a lot of that. What you can do next time you go, you can ask for your fries well done. And they'll crisp them up for you a little bit. They might get a little closer to where you want to be. You may still have to salt them yourself. I don't know how to help you there if they won't do it for you, but that is an option. And
I guess that's my hang up with the fries is I've got to order it with all these other things on it. If I go to Wendy's, I don't have to have instructions for the fries. They're here's your fries, go away. And they're salted and they're good in ketchup. I am open to trying it animal style. I just when I'm looking for a classic fry, I'm so disappointed by In-N-Out's fries.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I would say come to the animal style side. Give it a shot.
Okay. You're
eating it with a fork at that point. And then for me, that's a different thing entirely. The burger and fries is classic, but when I'm going to In-N-Out, I'm getting a burger and this sort of fork experience. But it's a different thing. And I think you're going to probably like it a little better.
Okay, so maybe this is about managing my expectations that I'm going to get a burger casserole and California style poutine. This is the experience I should be looking for.
Now, if you want to talk burger casserole, this is on the not so secret menu on the In-N-Out menu as well. You can actually order your burger 3x3 or 4x4. So if a double is a 2x2, a 3x3 is 3 patties, 3 cheese slices. 4x4 is 4 of those, each of those. I have heard apocryphally that you can order up to a 10x10. I don't have the courage to go ask for that. I couldn't eat it if I did, but there's fun options with the not so secret and actual secret menu, which actually still does exist according to the internet.
Well, and I do think that is something that is kind of a fun marketing thing. I don't know if they started it as a marketing thing or it just kind of grew into this hype. The idea of a secret menu, people love that. I remember with like Jamba Juice, they would have like secret combinations you could make when I was in high school. I don't know if that's dating me a whole bunch, but I used to love that. That felt like so fun. And so that is something I will give In-N-Out is the secret menu is that's just a fun thing. People love that.
And I will say when I moved to LA for a few years doing the whole acting thing. And it was kind of a lonely, kind of broke couple of years for sure. And the first time I had In-N-Out, I'll be honest, I didn't think it was any great shakes. But the more that I lived there and the more it was available, sometimes I would just find myself being like, man, I could go for some In-N-Out right now. And then there's the secret menu thing. And it's like, now I'm like in with the in crowd. I speak the language. I've gone native a little bit. I can hang. It's one of these where I think that the hype has gone to such a point where people are expecting In-N-Out to be this life-changing experience for them, right? It's this big brand and all that, and you're going to eat it and you will come out the other side a changed person. And I think that's an unreasonable expectation.
Yeah, and I think you touched on maybe that's what maybe people here are feeling, or people who didn't grow up in California or didn't grow up with In-N-Out or haven't been exposed to it for a long time, is the hype around it from the people who really love it is this is the best burger you're gonna eat. Like these are things people have actually told me trying to get me back at In-N-Out. This is the best burger you're gonna eat. Even at a sit-down restaurant, you're not gonna have a better burger. That this is a life-changing experience. That this is it is the truth in burgers. But I also have to bring up the kind of cult-like aspect to it, because I've had conversations where people are very clearly huge In-N-Out fans. And some of these fans are ready to jump down my throat animal style with their double. I get to have a different opinion about burgers. It's okay. It's okay. I can think it's just okay. That doesn't change your experience.
Absolutely. And let me address that. Hey, hi everyone. I'm one of you. I'm an In-N-Out guy. I'm an evangelist. It's all good. It's okay if people don't like it. It really is. Let's be burger maximalists here, right? Let's swing the doors wide. Everybody can like all kinds of burgers. Big Bud is a go-to. Wild Child over there on Layton does an amazing burger. It's different strokes. It's okay. I'm saying that In-N-Out, I think, occupies a space in the constellation of burger places in Boise, and I've heard the argument of people are going to go to In-N-Out and then they're not going to go to XYZ instead. I'm there may be some of that, but I don't know, even just hearing you talk about York, I think it's they occupy a different space. I don't think In-N-Out is a threat to, Bad Boy or Big Bun or any of those places. I just think it's you're because even for me, I think you're looking for something different when you're going to one of those places versus an In-N-Out. It's just not the same thing.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I think there's space, and I've heard because they've built one, the one in Meridian, the one by the mall is almost done. They've got a hiring sign up, and I have heard that same thing where people are like, well, if we have all these In-N-Outs, every other burger place will go out of business. And I think we have the population to support other burger places, and people are going to go to the burgers that they're looking for, which isn't always going to be In-N-Out. I think you absolutely nailed that.
Now, you mentioned hiring. Let's talk, if I can't convince you on the product, let's talk about business practice. The average wage of a worker at In-N-Out is $18 an hour. That's your front line, which is, I didn't look up comparisons, but you see $15 for McDonald's and all that. And that's come up a lot lately, but it's notoriously, famously been bad. So from a business practice standpoint, from a labor standpoint, like I feel good about supporting a business like that takes care of their workers and pays, no one's getting rich off of $18 an hour, but for like an entry level job in this sort of economy, it's pretty good. You could be doing a lot tougher work for a lot less.
Yeah, no, you and I will never argue with you about that. Like if a business is taking care of its employees, that is a big deal to me. That is something I care about. Business Insider had an article. This was almost a year ago. This was December 2023. But they had an article specifically about the Meridian In-N-Out. And yeah, they said at that point, starting employees were making $17.50 an hour. And our minimum wage is still $7.25, and the average fast food worker in the area is only making $11.25 an hour. So $17.25, no, that's nothing huge, but that's nothing to sneeze at. Like I've been a minimum wage worker in Idaho making $7.25 an hour, making $5 an hour. Like that's a really big amount of money when you are a minimum wage worker.
Absolutely. We haven't touched on this. Let's talk about the lines.
Yes. Okay. I was going to say, I'm like, because Matthew, I'm not going to lie. That is a thing for me is this long line. Like if I'm hungry and I want a fast food burger, I would like to be like less than 5 minutes burger
Sure.
in my hands and I'm eating it. If I'm waiting 45 minutes for something, I better be at Disneyland or it better be spectacular.
There'd better be a log flume at the end of this line is all I'm saying.
I was going to say, I want a picture of me on a log ride. That's what I'm looking for in this experience. So that's maybe my biggest hang up is like, this line is so long. And maybe that speaks to the popularity. Maybe that's just, it is so good. People are, or everyone's perfected their orders so much that they're willing to wait 45 minutes. That doesn't work with my life a lot of times. How do you manage that?
So let me share with you a couple of recent experiences. Now, I did a little bit of research and by research, I mean, I went to In-N-Out a couple of times in advance of this conversation. And I made a point of going through the drive-thru once, and then I went in with a coworker who actually had never had In-N-Out before. So I mentioned what I was doing, and he's like, "I've never had it. Can I come?" And I was like, "Yes, I would love to hear your opinion, actually." Again, they have to use this whole section of aspirationally paved parking lot and all these cones that you're winding through. The optics aren't great. It doesn't look great. I will say, and I made a point of going at lunchtime. These were both Friday afternoons, probably around 12:30. And I took my phone out and I hit the timer. And I will say, in the drive-thru, from when I stopped to when I had paid at the window and take my order out, it was like 25 minutes. So not lightning fast, but I think certainly better than I was expecting and probably better than a lot of people were expecting too. So that's a tight wind on an hour lunch break. I'll say that. I ended up that day taking my food to my workplace and I ate it at my desk and called it good. When we went inside, first of all, there was hardly any line to go inside. They had like 3 or 4 registers going. And it took from getting in line, paying for the order, finding a place to sit and getting our food, for me was like 15 minutes. That's not your 5 minutes, certainly not. But I will say, I think one of the strengths of In-N-Out is that like you can fit their whole menu on an 8x12 piece of paper, right? They only do a few things. And when you're going there, you're probably going to order a burger. I will say if you're going to go in to dine in, you got to keep your head on a swivel to get a place to sit. There's not a ton of seating. It's better. It was a nice day, so there was the patio, but like that's just going to be the way of it. If you're looking for a fun place to sit down or you've got a bunch of kids, maybe 12:30 on a Friday is not the time to get in and out.
Yeah, no. And that, I would say that is definitely shorter than I thought.
For sure. I'd say go with a friend. View this as an experience to like catch up. Maybe just have a visit. If you're in line at the drive-thru, fire up a podcast. Why don't you? That's what I did. Take this time to reflect,
I was going to say, CityCast Boise, perfect for the length of time you're going to be in the In-N-Out line. That should be that's how we sell it now, I think.
It's exactly one In-N-Out drive-thru length of time for your enjoyment. I think that's the move.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you for breaking this down and having this debate with me. This might be our most controversial episode, so we'll see what the people think about it. But those are some good tips of trying In-N-Out again. I'm definitely going to go and try it with a reset, see how I feel.
Very good. And I'll go back into hiding now for, witness protection for defending In-N-Out. Thank you. But thank you for the opportunity anyway.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, why not leave us a review? It helps other people find us. We'll be back tomorrow morning with everything you need to know about the Ada County Highway District races. Catch you then.